5 ways to break out of negative patterns in your life. Have you ever felt like your life keeps playing the same scene over and over again? Maybe it's a job that drains you, yet somehow you find yourself in a similar role every few years. Or maybe it's relationships, different faces, same endings. You know how it feels when you swear things will be different this time, but somehow they're not. It's frustrating. It can even make you wonder if change is possible at all. The truth is, negative patterns aren't random accidents. They're like grooves in a record. Once they're there, your mind and emotions tend to follow them automatically. But here's the good news: you can break free. Today, we're exploring 5 powerful ways to break out of negative patterns in your life, with real-life examples, questions to reflect on, and practical steps you can take starting today. Step 1. Spot the pattern early. The first step in breaking any cycle is to recognize it, and the sooner, the better. Have you ever noticed that certain situations feel oddly familiar, even when the details are different? Maybe you meet someone new, and within weeks, you realize you're having the same arguments you've had in past relationships. Or you start a new job and suddenly face the exact same frustrations as the last one. It's tempting to blame bad luck or other people, but often patterns repeat because they're comfortable in a strange way, even if they hurt us. They feel familiar. And our brains love familiarity because it feels safe, even when it's not good for us. One powerful exercise is to keep a pattern journal for a few weeks. Every time you feel frustrated, anxious, or disappointed, write down what happened, how you reacted, how it felt. Then look for themes. You might notice that you keep overcommitting at work, or that you fall for people who avoid emotional conversations. Awareness is power. You can't change what you don't see. And if you're thinking, but I already know my patterns, ask yourself this: do you notice them early enough to change course, or only after they have run their full cycle? CTA 1. And by the way, if you're serious about changing these patterns, I've got something free that can help you put this into practice. Join the Evolution of You mailing list for free workbooks and monthly guides to improve your life. You can grab the link in the description. It's designed to give you simple, step-by-step tools so you can actually see progress, not just think about it. Step 2. Understand the root cause. Breaking patterns isn't just about willpower. You have to dig into why you do what you do. Negative cycles are often rooted in old experiences, sometimes from childhood, sometimes from earlier adult life. If you grew up in a household where you had to work hard for affection, you might unconsciously choose partners who make you prove your worth. If you were criticized a lot as a kid, you might avoid taking risks as an adult because you expect failure. Think of it like this: patterns are like weeds. If you only cut the leaves, they grow back. You have to pull them up from the roots. You can start by asking yourself reflective questions like, when did I first start feeling this way? Who or what does this situation remind me of? What emotion comes up the strongest when I'm in this pattern? Fear, shame, anger? Let's use a real-world example. Imagine someone who always ends up in controlling relationships. On the surface, they might think they just have bad taste in partners. But when they trace it back, they realize they grew up with a parent who micromanaged every choice. That feeling, as unpleasant as it was, became familiar, and the brain tends to seek out what it knows. Sometimes, just connecting the dots between your past and your present is enough to loosen the pattern's grip. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you see what's been tripping you up all along. Step 3. Replace, don't just remove. Here's a common mistake. People try to stop a pattern without replacing it with something better. That's like quitting a bad habit and leaving a hole behind. Sooner or later, something will fill it. For example, if your pattern is overworking to avoid feeling unworthy, simply working less might make you restless and anxious. Instead, you need to replace overwork with healthier ways to feel valuable, maybe through hobbies, relationships, or community work. If your pattern is dating emotionally unavailable people, don't just swear off dating. Actively seek out relationships where communication is open and consistent. If you've always said yes to everyone's requests because you fear rejection, start saying yes only when it's a genuine fit. And use the freed up time to nurture yourself. You might be wondering, why can't I just stop the bad behavior and leave it at that? Because your brain doesn't like a vacuum. If you take away a behavior that gives you comfort, even false comfort, without giving it a healthy replacement, your brain will go looking for something else to fill the gap. And often it will circle right back to the old habit. CTA 2. Oh, And quick reminder, if you like having practical, actionable steps like this, you can get even more when you sign up for the Evolution of You mailing list. It's free, and every month you'll get guides and worksheets that match exactly what we talk about here. Just check the link in the description. Step 4, build your interrupt strategy. Even when you know your patterns and you've planned a better path, life will test you. You'll be triggered, tired, or stressed, and your brain will try to default to the old groove. That's where an interrupt strategy comes in. This is a pre-planned action that snaps you out of autopilot. It might be as simple as taking a deep breath and counting to 10 before responding in an argument, going for a 5-minute walk before making a big decision, calling a friend who understands your goals before you act impulsively. Think of it like pulling the emergency brake on a train. It stops you before you go too far in the wrong direction. Here's an example. Let's say your pattern is spending money impulsively when you feel stressed. Your interrupt strategy might be to put your phone down, step outside, and spend 2 minutes focusing on your breathing. That short pause can be enough to shift your state and prevent the purchase. The key is to have this ready before you need it, because in the heat of the moment, it's too easy to fall back into the old habit. Step 5, celebrate small wins. Breaking a pattern is a process, not a single moment. Every time you notice yourself making a healthier choice, even a tiny one, that's progress. You know how it feels when you finally choose to walk away from a draining conversation instead of staying to argue, or when you pause before saying yes to something you don't really want to do. Those moments matter. Your brain learns through repetition and reward. The more you acknowledge your wins, the more your mind associates the new behavior with something positive. And remember, perfection isn't the goal. Consistency is. Even if you slip back into the old pattern now and then, the fact that you notice it is a sign of progress. Awareness is the seed of change. Final thoughts. Negative patterns can feel like quicksand. The more you struggle without a plan, the deeper you sink. But with awareness, root cause understanding, replacement strategies, interrupt plans, and small win celebrations, you can step onto solid ground. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Join the Evolution of You mailing list for free workbooks and monthly guides to improve your life. Link in the description. The patterns you live with today don't have to define your tomorrow.